patients, my name is Dr. Sandman. Today is the second video episode of Let's Get This Bread. And today we are going to be making a pagan recipe, so shout out to my fellow pagans out there. We are making dark mother bread. I have made this twice. If you watched my... Thank you. If you watched my first installment of this series, you would hear about my tale about how I made bread before. Both times it was this recipe, it was dark mother bread. The first time, I don't know how it happened, but it just didn't work. It just wasn't a good time. The second time it worked and it was delicious, but both times I made it with my friend Sandy. And I measured ingredients and basically did nothing. So I didn't really make bread before. I haven't really made this recipe before, but this time, this is a true test. Can I make dark mother bread? Dark mother bread is a recipe that is suitable for Mabon, which is the autumnal equinox, which is a pagan holiday. And me being a pagan, I think that I can do this. I think that I could come out on top of this challenge. So yeah, this is what you're gonna need. You are going to need regular flour, if you will. I don't know, white flour, sure, let's do that. You're gonna need some whole wheat flour. The recipe that I'm using says wholemeal flour, and it took me a couple years to realize that that is the British way of saying whole wheat. You're going to need some water. You're going to need yeast. You're going to need technically vegetable oil, but I only have canola oil. I think it'll work just fine. You're going to need salt. I have the pink Himalayan salt, a classic. You're going to need butter. This is vegan butter. This recipe is vegan, by the way, so if you want to make it all vegan, vegan butter. And you're going to need syrup. Hold on, let me show you my syrup. This is straight up all natural, pure New York syrup. I trust Canadian syrup, I trust New Hampshire syrup, and I trust New York syrup. Those are the only valid kinds. And I think that's it. In terms of materials that you're gonna need 2 bowls. You're gonna need 2 of these things. I think they're called loaf pans. I hope and pray that they will be big enough. You're going to need something to stir your mixture with. So this is a mixing spoon. And you're going to need this thing. I think it's called a pastry brush. It's all silicone though. How loud is that? I finally got one of these. I'm not relying on a paintbrush anymore. You're also going to need measuring cups and measuring spoons and all that goodness. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so into the smaller bowl, I'm putting 2 cups of water, and then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of yeast. This looks like a tablespoon. Should be, says so. Okay, so I have about, wait, how many? 1 tablespoon. I have like a 1/4 tablespoon left from last time. Now I have to cut open another package. Excuse me. This seems like a lot. Each one should have like, oh, nah, son. These have, are you sure 1 tablespoon? This seems like a lot. I'm gonna double check. So it does call for 1 tablespoon. Thing is, each of these contains 2 1/4 teaspoons. I thought it was tablespoons, but I was wrong. 1 tablespoon of yeast. That's so wild watching it go in like that. It says mix well. Look at me, Mom, I'm baking. This looks gross. It smells like bread though, so I guess it's fine. Or maybe bread smells like yeast. Scandalo. Okay, now that it is cloudy looking sewer water and smells like Cheerios fresh out the I think we're good for the next ingredient, which is 1/3 cup. Is this 1/3 cup? Yes, of the maple syrup. If you like, I know some of you got some self-deprecation issues, but love yourself enough to get real maple syrup and not like the artificial. Well, guess I won't have enough for my pancakes tomorrow, but that's fine, I guess. Oh yeah, I love maple syrup. I could drink it straight out of the bottle, and I have. I remember there was, I came back from a field trip to Mass-Milka, which is Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art, and they were selling upside down maple syrup. So basically, they had trees planted upside down in the front of the museum, and they sold the syrup that they made from it, and they also coincidentally sold shot glasses. So my friend bought me both. We went back to our college. I intruded on some professor's class, who's now my friend. I did not go to that class, I don't know. And I took shots of maple syrup, and he put it on his Instagram story. So college is not serious at all. Okay, so now that that is something, I don't know. Okay, now it really does look like sewer water. Leave that for 5 to 10 minutes. Super good. While we're waiting for that to do, I don't know, whatever it's doing, we're gonna move on to the dry mix for now. So we are going to take 3 cups, cups of, is this the cup? Yes, okay, of the whole wheat flour, and add it into a big boy bowl. This doesn't look good. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh gosh, is this gonna be enough room? Let's hope and pray. I have 32 gods, so I'm asking all of them, please help me. Now we're adding 1 teaspoon of salt, and I learned from my mistake last time. I'm just gonna put the teaspoon right in the jar instead of pouring it out like an idiot. All right. Ah, fun, good times. Cool, that was easy. 1/4 cup of oil. Can we do it? Maybe? 1/4 cup? Oil, let's do it. Oh, it stopped raining, damn. I was hoping for an ambiance for this video. I wonder if the difference between it being vegetable oil and canola oil really does make like a real difference. Hopefully this works just as fine. I mean, it worked fine last time, and I usually substitute vegetable oil with this if I don't have vegetable oil, but I wonder if there really is a superior difference. And then we need 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. I don't know how to properly scoop it. Please, please. Hold on. I did it. And we're mixing, and we're cringing. I don't know how well it wants me to like mix this because the butter is disappearing into. This isn't gonna be fun. This isn't gonna be fun. I remember making this with Sandy, and every time they tried kneading it, every time we got to the step of kneading the dough, Sandy was miserable and I filmed it. Hopefully I do not pay for my mortal sins. I don't know like how else to do this. I mean, it's got crumbs and lumps, which are pretty much like the vegan butter and the oil. I don't think there's really much else I could do to get rid of them, but the timer has gone off, so it is now time to mix in the yeast. The yeast mix. This is mix. So I will. I can't really mix this anymore. This is, I hope it doesn't spill out. This is kind of what it looks like. It looks very crumbly. It's not mixing anymore. I think this is fine though. And let me check the next step. The next step is to add the 4 cups of flour, the plain flour. Okay, so now we have to add, thank you, neighbors. Now we have to add 4 cups of flour, 1 at a time, and then, good for you. And then 1 at a time, and it says to mix with a knife or to knead it with your hands. I'm gonna start off with a spoon, because why a knife? And if it gets to a point where I just can't do it, with a spoon anymore, then I'm gonna move to kneading it with my hands. I already hate this. This already sucks. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it. I don't know why, I just get the vibe that there's gonna be so much flour. It's gonna be way too much flour. I don't know that for certain, but I just get that vibe, you know? Just get that vibe. So I thought while I'm suffering, by the way, I changed my shirt because it's just, oh no, it's folded up. It's just too hot in here. I can't do it. There's so much flour in this recipe. I have switched to mixing with my hands. Hate it. Sandy, if you're watching this, I feel your pain. Anyway, so I thought I would tell you a little bit about dark mother bread, other than the fact that it's making me want to end it. So dark mother bread is a pagan recipe, as I said before, from Mabon, the autumnal equinox. And it gets its name because it's a darker bread. I've had this before, it's not that dark in comparison to white bread. It's a little lighter than wheat bread, but it also gets its name because it is honoring the dark mother, or the dark aspect of the mother goddess. So yeah, that's where it gets its name. When we did succeed at this, it tasted so good, and it was really good with a hot slab of vegan butter. So hopefully this turns out all right this time. Once you've started mixing it, and it has, I got flour on my hips, it's fine. We don't wear aprons in this house. No, we get messy, we're French. You dump it out on a floured surface, already floured the surface, you just can't see it. Dump it, oh my God, this is a mistake. Oh man, why did I do this? Had to learn how to make bread, And then knead it for 15 minutes or until elastic. So here's the tea. There was just so much flour. It was like impossible to knead. It wasn't coming together, it was all separate. So what I did was I put it back in the bowl, and I kept adding a little bit of water at a time until it was perfect and it became, you know, a dough. And now it's fine, now it's all together, we're all good, we're all friends. And now it has come time to put it in a bowl. The recipe said an oil bowl, so I don't know if there was a typo and they meant oiled bowl, or if oil bowl is a thing, I guess. And I put oil in this bowl, and I'm gonna put it in there, and we're going to leave it to rise. So I put it in the bowl, and then you put a bag on top of it, and it's gonna double in size, allegedly. So I've now covered it with a warm, damp cloth. It said a tea cloth. I don't have one of those. Whatever that is. And we're gonna leave it for 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're gonna be right back. It has been an hour, and she's a thickums, so good for her. So happy for her. And I have pre-greased 2 of these bowls. Not sure they're gonna be big enough, we're gonna see. And we're gonna divide this in half. I'm looking at them now, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be big enough. Then we're going to cover them again and leave them to rise again for 30 minutes. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, how do I don't know how to divide this in half. Do I use a spoon? I'll figure it out. We are back after the half hour. Let's see how these babies look. Well, what does Nicki Minaj say? She's a mammoth, of course. She looks great though. These rolls a lot better than the challah bread. So yeah, I'd say that they passed the test. So now my oven's just preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once that is all situated, we're gonna put them in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And then we'll have some dark mother bread. She's looking saucy. Oh girl. Just took them out of the oven. They smell perfect. You have to wait 15 minutes before you can take them out of pans. After that, I'm gonna slice them up, slather them in vegan butter, and have a grand old time. I'm so excited. This tastes really good from what I remember last time I made them. Well, made them. You guys, it's time. Oh, it's a little heavy. She is all done. She smells very sweet, like the syrup, and it's very autumny scent. So there's only one thing left to do, and that is to taste test. She cuts beautifully. I gotta stop like gendering the bread that I eat because it's uncomfy. Also, came out of the pan perfectly fine. I cut an uneven part of the bread, that's why it looks like this. This is what she looks like on the inside. Let me get some butter. All right, how does she taste without the butter? It's so good. Okay, with butter. This is vegan butter again. Oh my god. Oh god, this is so good. It's just as good as I remember it being. Success, 100% success. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and you learned how to make some amazing bread. Today's video was definitely a success, so give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you would like. Maybe is there a bread that you would like to see me approach? If not, just tell me that I look tall, because that would help my ego a little bit. I'm gonna leave the recipe as well as my social media and links in the description below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.